Hi Virgo, welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot reader. This is a general and love reading for the time between the 26th of July and the 10th of August. Your first three cards are going to relate to this week, the 26th to the 2nd of August. The second three cards are going to relate to the following week, the 3rd to the 10th. And then I'm going to get rid of those and I'll pull three additional cards for your love readings, looking at the energies toward the end of July for you. And then next week I will post your full July love reading on the channel as well. Okay, so make sure you subscribe and press a little bell to see what's going on. Now, fellow earth sign Virgo, I'm a Capricorn, I don't know if you know that or not. So we're fellow earth signs and I know how it's been, but I hope you can feel the shift in energy. There has been a shift in energy, and today for you, it's the 25th for me, but today for you, on the 26th, Mercury goes retrograde. I think that's the final planet actually to go retrograde this month, and then it's a full moon eclipse on the 27th, the day after. Okay, so we're let's hope and see that the things that should have been transitioned out are going to be by the end of this month for you, Virgo. Let's have a look. So this week, so this is from the 26th to the 2nd. We've got the Two of Swords, the Page of Swords, and the Empress, and then these three for next week. And I'll just leave them like that because I don't know to get distracted. So let's look at this week then. First of all, okay, I've really grown in compassion for this card, for the Two of Swords. It's such a card of trust for me. Sword energy is air energy. It's related to our minds, our consciousness, and sometimes we do not allow ourselves to be conscious of things. So for example, she hurt me in the past, but I don't consider that she hurt me. Does that make sense? It's like sometimes we do not allow ourselves to be consciously aware of the suffering that we've been through, or of the difficulties we face when making decisions. And we have to trust in ourselves, in the universe, that once we are conscious and allow ourselves to make these decisions, or allow ourselves to understand something clearly, then we can move on from that. So it's a real, so sword energy is really an energy of trust. It's about suspension as well. And this really, truly is very simply that, this is a kind of, commitments with number twos. It's about a commitment to, in your case, a way of thinking about yourself, Virgo, or a situation that you find yourself in, for example, okay? And it's like you are not able to make a decision, or someone's not able to make a decision about you. It could be to do with pregnancy. It could be some of you wanting to start a family, and you're doing your research. You're trying to convince your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend to you're trying to negotiate. This is a card of negotiation. It's a card, the Stalker card of looking for information, trying to find things out, diligently looking for information, but also is a good negotiator. So when we've got the Page of Swords, it could be that you are trying to decide whether you want to have children or adopt or have a surrogate, for example, and you're doing the research and the information for that, trying to find out how that would work, because you've got to come to a decision. Maybe some of you are single, some of you are single women, and you feel like you're at that time where you're ready to have a child, and you're thinking about having a child by yourself. You want to find your own donor, or go to a sperm bank, or whatever the ways they do it nowadays. This is what it is for some of you. Some of you for this week, you'll be making that type of decision. You're going to be trying to or thinking about starting a family. It might be untraditional, man, husband, wife, child, they have sex and have a child. It doesn't feel like it's in that traditional way. But with the Empress, though, we've got a card of, this is a beautiful card. It's a card of insight, growth, abundance. It's a card of being able to see in front of us, the things that we've put our energy and effort into. The Empress makes the difference between a house and a home. It's that special touch that we put in to allow something to grow. Okay, so some of you will be getting pregnant, want to get pregnant, or want to start a family, want to expand your world. It could be for some of you, this is related to work though, specifically. For some of you, you're going to be maybe trying to decide between two jobs, or trying to decide whether you should leave or stay, and you're doing your researching other companies, getting your profile out there on LinkedIn, updating your CV. This is a type of thing that you're going to be doing. Now, for some of you, the reason you're doing this is because of the Empress, is because you feel like you could be doing more. It's like for some of you, you might be with a company that you absolutely love. You know, there's no dramas there. You love everyone you work with. You love your boss. You love your work, but you know that you could be doing more. You want to stretch yourself professionally. You want to gain more experience. And it's that decision of whether to leave somewhere that's very comfortable for you and rewarding. It's just that it's not quite giving you enough. You know, you're not using quite enough of your brain. You know what I mean? And you kind of wanting to move to a different country. I mean, some of you, I said country then, so some of you, it could be country for some of you. Some of you might be wanting to move to a different country to start another life. You know, we've got the water here, you know, and we've got the water here. Water's, you know, we're travelling, you know, it's moving, we're moving. So some of you could be wanting to change countries, but change companies was what I was trying to say. And as I said, it's for that more. It might be that you want to start a family, you and your significant other, and you're not really earning enough money currently where you are. You're not really earning enough money, so you want to gain more money, gain more wealth in order to provide that security. Okay, so that's for this week. So an interesting week actually, for some of you, very interesting week. It seems like, just on a side note, this Page of Sword energy could be somebody else though. It could be somebody else looking at you, watching you. It could be, as I said, you've got your profile out there on LinkedIn, so maybe it's people just looking about you, you know, looking at your profile on LinkedIn, for example, gathering information about you. Or if those people who are trying to adopt children or become foster parents or find a surrogate, or it could be those companies or those organisations looking at you, looking at your background, looking at your medical history, gathering that type of information. It's very interesting that it's coming through that way. Some of you will actually, I don't want to say investigated, because it's not like that, not like, you know, by the police, but it's like people are looking into your. I'm doing this because I'm trying to find a word that describes what I'm experiencing, and this is what I'm experiencing. So what energetically? So what can I? It's like someone's digging deep, looking up your past, your this, your that, but only because, as I said, it's because you want to start a family, because you want to adopt, because you want to. Some of you, it might be you wanting a pet, for example. You might, you know, but nowadays you've got to jump through hoops, haven't you, when you go to the rescues? In England you do anyway. In the UK, they want to come round to your house. They want to check. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's fine, babe. I've got. But anyway, some of you could be jumping through some of those hoops this week as well to get a dog, or to get some sort of animals or something. Quite an interesting. There's quite a lot of energy coming through, different scenarios coming through for you, Virgo. Okay, this is next week. Okay, so this is the time between the 3rd and the 10th. Okay, just general energies. Okay, so the first card we've got is Ace of Cups. So for those people that are thinking or wanting potentially to start a family, or to start a family, for example, or to have a child come into the family or a home, or to move work. You know, this is, you know, move toward a work that is more emotionally fulfilling, move toward a company where you're doing more work potentially, but it's just more, you feel more fulfilled because you're doing more, because because you're using your brain. You know, you might have worked at a company for years and years and you're moving on. It's a new emotional beginning though, and it's one, I'm going to just clarify this card actually. I've not done this yet. today. Very much at all. The Lovers card just fell out then, actually. So for some of you, it could be new relationships, but I'm going to do, it is for some of you. But I'm going to do that separately, the love reading. Yeah, so it's a new emotional beginning in work, okay? This is what I was thinking. This is what the energy is telling me. For some of you, it's a new emotional beginning at work, in your job, working on the things that you care about. It's like, say for example, you've been a PA, a personal assistant in fashion. So say for example, do you know what? I know some of you don't like the Kardashians. I just know some of you don't like the Kardashians, but I'm going to say it anyway. Kim Kardashian, her assistant left. She was working for her for years and years and years. Then she left. Now, the reason she left was because apparently she wanted to do more. Now, she loved working with Kim. She loved Kim, but she wanted to have a more active role. She's now an Instagram influencer. And when I was in Ibiza, actually, last a couple of weeks ago, she was there. Anyway, that's what that energy is. It's like you like your job, you like the people you work with, you like them a lot, but it's just not enough. So you're going to get a new emotional beginning of work and do something that you're really fulfilled at. Then we get this card here, which is the Seven of Swords. Now, the Seven of Swords, sevens are about internal challenges, internal conflicts, brought about potentially by other people. But it's about a challenge that you must overcome by yourself. So when it comes to, people talk about this card being a card of trickery, a card of deception and deceit. But see, the number 7 is a card of self. Number 7 is about self-discovery. Number 7 is about you walking your path by yourself in order to uncover something. It's not like the Hermit card, because it's more of, you see the situations that are going on around you, and that makes you look inside and say, am I happy in this situation? That's what this energy is about. So when it comes to the Seven of Swords, it might be that you think other people are not supporting you, or you might think that other people are deceiving you. The interesting thing is, though, it's come from this, it's beneath the Page of Swords. And I felt a connection between these two energies, even when that was turned like that, and I kept going like this. So when, it might be, as I said, some of you being investigated, you want to adopt a cat, you want to adopt a dog, you want to adopt a child, whatever. I would say, do not be tempted to tell lies. My job, I always say to people, and to myself really, if you have to tell lies to the people that you're around, then you're around the wrong people. So if you're trying to adopt a child or adopt a dog or whatever's going on, you're trying to move companies, you're trying to get a new line of work. If you've got a lie, then you ain't ready to move on. Or if you've got a lie, then it is not the right company for you. Just tell the truth. And I think that some of you might be having that internal conflict this week as in next week, the 3rd to the 10th, of, oh God, am I going to lie about this? Am I going to be dishonest about this? Am I going to deceive them? Or are they looking too closely at me? Have I got anything to hide? Have I got anything to worry about? That's the type of energy that it is. It's beneath the surface, this energy. It's internal for you. It's beneath the surface, it's internal. And it might actually be related to this. This Page of Swords could be you. It could be you trying to work out how you can change jobs, change relationships, move relationships, get one over on somebody, how you can do that. You might be trying to work that out, and the answer will come to you next week. As I said, it's a new beginning next week. But as I said, for you, don't listen. If you've got a lie, as I said, I'll say it again. This is one of my little phrases. This, it needs a t-shirt, Virgo. Do you know what you think? If you can't be honest with the people that you're around, then you're around the wrong people. Yeah? I'll even make a meme. I'll make a meme. But that's what you've got to be. And then we get another 7. We get another 7 with the Chariot. Chariot's number 7, obviously major arcana. And Chariot's about change. It's about having control, taking the reins, and moving in the direction that is going to serve you, that's going to give you a victory. That's what this card's about with the Chariot card. And it's like you leave the world behind, you leave the old stuff behind, you leave the old way of thinking, the old way of being, the old way of showing up that you had potentially. You're leaving that behind and you're moving forward. Now, it's interesting because I kind of want to know what's to come. What is going to come? I mean, I'm being nosy. That's what's to come. The Ten of Pentacles. So it's looking, obviously we've got movement because we've got an Aces. Aces are new beginnings, initiations, the start of something. And this is a start of, I think, a new emotional beginning in work. And it's one that's going to be financially abundant for you. I mean, we've got the Ten of Pentacles and we've got the, we've got the Empress and we've got the Ten of Pentacles together. So when we have these cards like this, you know, look at them. I like to show you these together, Virgo, so you can see the beautiful energy that's around and surrounding you, potentially when you make this change. You know, for those people that are wanting a child, wanting to adopt an animal or wanting to adopt a child. I don't know, I keep talking about animals, but for some of you it is, I feel like that energy. It's going to be something that brings you a lot of joy and a lot of fulfillment, something that brings you happiness. So that's going to be another thing to look at in your life and say, oh, we've got our job, we've got our mortgage, we've got each other, now we've got our child, or now we've got our dog, now we've got the garden, we've got the picket fence, whatever it is you're wanting. You know, but there has to be decisiveness, and not just decisiveness. It's about, you have to be conscious and you have to allow yourself to be conscious and trust that when you are conscious of what it is you truly want, when you are conscious and fully aware and fully mindful of the direction you do want to move in, that you're going to be all right, you're going to be victorious, you're going to be able to overcome the challenges, and you're going to be able to achieve the emotional beginning and the financial abundance that you so wish and want for and crave. Okay, so that Virgo is your general, and then I'm going to use these other cards for your love. I'm just going to pick two cards for you, just to look at the energies. I'm just going to show you the time. So this is a master number 333, okay? And I don't always notice the numbers. If I notice the number, it's for a reason. Threes are one of my favourite cards in the whole tarot deck. Is the Three of Pentacles, randomly, because the Three of Pentacles is me. I'm a tarot reader. I read tarot. I want people to you know, watch my videos, right? So this is me. This is you, the people that watch my videos, the people that are drawn to watching these videos, and this is the universe. Yeah, it's like we work together. It's like I listen to the universe in order to be inspired, when I'm doing the readings, and the universe speaks to you to say, this might be something that works well for you, and we all work together. That's the Three of Pentacles. And so that's the kind of thing that that level of balance, that level of understanding, of clarity, spiritually, emotionally, personally, is coming through for you, Virgo, this next couple of weeks. So that's fab. Okay, it's only, for some reason I'm on the bottom of the deck again. This is the third time the Hierophant's come out. We've got the, I don't need that card, but I've turned it off now, but I just wanted two for you. That's the Queen of Swords. So some conversations might be being had. I mean, actually, some of you, Virgo, might be dating in a relationship. This is for love. This is just for the next week, because I'll do your love reading for August. This is for this next week to look at some of the energies that are around you. So first of all, we've got the Hierophant. Hierophant, again, about structures. But do you know what, more significantly in this? It's about... interesting. This is about really your... some of you are really questioning what... literally the nature of love. It's very intuitive time. You know, we're coming up to a full moon, as I said, on Wednesday, on the Thursday the 27th. Mercury goes retrograde tomorrow. You know, it's a time of a huge time of reflection for you, Virgo, for all of us, but especially for you. And this is maybe why the Hierophant's been coming out quite a lot in the readings. Virgo, there's a real want to understand the nature of love. That's the message. There's a want for you to understand the nature of love. Either you're conscious, I think you're conscious of that though now. Maybe this means then that you've been apart from someone that you actually love. So you finished with someone, you dumped them, you said, I don't want to be with you anymore. You know you're rubbish. And then actually, truly, you realise that that was actually love, that with that person, that you actually did love that person loved you. It's like the nature of love, the rules of love, what they mean. That's what this card means for you. It's like, what does it mean to love somebody? How do I show love to somebody? How does this person show love to me? Do I recognise what love is when I see it? Or is what I'm seeing an illusion? Is it not real? Now it's as if you're gaining from the Hierophant, from the Pope, the connection to the divine, the connection to, Jesus, God's representative on this earth in Christian tradition. Living by those rules, observing those rules, understanding those rules. This is about your understanding of spiritual karmic relationships, soulmate relationships, twin flame relationships, karmic connection, feeling karmically connected to another person, to somebody else. Some of you have a connection to somebody, Virgo. It could be that you have a connection to the Hierophant, which is Virgo. It could be that you have a connection to an earth sign, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It could be you have that connection, you feel that connection now, and in the past you didn't, or you didn't understand what it was. There's clarity coming for you this next week. Some of you are going to be communicating compassionately. That means, you're going to say what you want to say, but you're going to allow the other person, Virgo, to speak to you and say what it is they want to say, okay? But there's definitely going to be communication and clarity of thought. I think for some of you, it's like you was in a relationship with someone and you didn't really realise, or for example, you might just have a friend, you might be friends with somebody, friends with them for years, whatever, and you didn't really realise the love that was there, or not there. So, it's like, the Eight of Wands is communication. That's what that is anyway. If you're married, it can indicate and some of you might be married because we've got the Hierophant, which is, looks at marriage, and we've got the Eight of Wands. When we talk about, in married couples, the Eight of Wands can refer to conflict, fighting, arguments, okay? For those people who aren't married, and even if you are married, it could just be, it's communication, it's incoming communication. So again, it's about that understanding of what is love. What is love to me? How do I know that I love somebody? How do I know somebody loves me? That's what this energy is about. That's what this is about. It's about, one, you getting that clarity to understand and to be able to answer those questions. And two, you communicating that. Allowing yourself consciously to be aware of that, number two. And three, you communicating that to somebody else. Whether you love somebody and they've left you, or you left them and you realise that this is actually love. Whatever the scenario, you know your life. That's what the energy is of. And it's the energy of speaking about that. It's the energy of becoming conscious and aware of that, and the energy of speaking about that, communicating that with somebody else, or just with yourself, as I said. Okay? So, or with the universe, if you will. The message could be from the universe. We have 333. That's, again, a divine number, a master number, what we call in numerology. Okay? So the energies of that are... I've lost train of thought. The energies of that are the master number 333. That cooperation, as I said at the beginning, it's you, it's me, and it's the universe. It's an interaction that goes on between those things. There's only two of you. There's you and your partner, but there's also the universe in relationships, isn't there? Yeah. So there's you and your partner in your relationship, and there's also the divine involved in that relationship. Whatever the divine is for you, that feeling of love, whatever that feeling of love is for you, that's something that creates its own energy and communication, and that's kind of an interaction, I should say, and that's this energy, what's going on. It's like this knowledge of this understanding, this gaining, this clarity that's moving on for you in August. Okay, so moving into August, I should say. Your full love reading, I'll do a full love reading, brand new, obviously, next week. And as I said, it'll be posted, when? Next week. It'll be posted next week at some point, before Wednesday anyway, because you can't, if you post on Thursday, Friday, it's not good. So, I hope that was enjoyable for you, Taurus. For you, Virgo, thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up if this reading resonated with you, and let me know in the comments what you thought. And obviously, if you want to, and I think you should, if you like daily readings, I do written daily readings on Instagram and on Facebook, and I will start putting them in the community section as well. But follow me on Instagram and Facebook and subscribe, because you do get subscriber discounts, as those people know who've ordered personal readings with me so far in July. Okay, thank you so much, Virgo. Have a fabulous few weeks, and I'll see you next week with your love reading for August. Thank you. Bye.